Davenport here, ladies and gentlemen, and it is 2:20 p.m. Thursday, June the 25th, 2020. Back with you here on StreamYard, and I'm starting to really love this platform more than ever, and I'm thinking about going ahead and arranging it. My producer is to where we can be on four or five platforms at the same time, which is going to be a miracle for me. It's going to be like Christmas all over again here if we can do that this late in the game. But if we can do it, it's going to be a real boon to the station and to the show and to many other missions and projects and programs that we do here in the Northwest, including working on and with the disaster team here in the Northwest and working with families and children and working with the downtrodden and the voiceless and the disempowered here in the Northwest. As you know, most of you, Marion and I, have been working building shelters and housing the homeless and feeding the homeless and taking care of families and children for many, many years now. And we still do it as much as we can, as sick as both of us have been. Most of our work now is on the internet, and we do that using our friends and neighbors out there and volunteers in the community who are still physically able and ambulatory to be able to do these types of outreach programs, critical outreach programs. Most of you know I'm a former paramedic, advanced cardiac life support paramedic. I worked on a mobile intensive care unit for several years, worked in fire and hazmat and search and rescue. I've worked in the embalming room for many years and forensic science and worked around the homicide team. And I've had my share of trauma and I've had my share of PTSD. And I really, really love radio. It's good therapy for me to be here talking to you all as I am now. And it's even better therapy to have Marion back on the team. She's been so sick working with me now side by side. Makes me feel really good. The station is going great. The show is going great. We could use more live Facebook listeners. We're changing the paradigm over at Alternative Public Radio International and starting to talk about more things concerning esoteric wisdom and esoteric knowledge and occult knowledge and things that you would find in the Tibetan Book of the Dead or the Lotus Sutra. Uh, I know many of you have read the Tibetan Book of the Dead. It's a wonderful book. The Lotus Sutra is a wonderful book. The Book of Ad Gita is a wonderful book, as well as many of you read the Holy Bible, which we won't get into that too deep right now. It's a very complex subject, and there's very much debate on that particular book. And so I don't want to get into a scramble here about that. But esoteric wisdom, mythology, metaphysics, talking about self and consciousness and the I versus the outside world. Is the I the brain? Are the two separate? Mind, brain? These are the things that we like to delve into, as well as science and technology. Um, a lot of science out there right now. Many people say bogus science. There's really no such thing as bogus science. There's nefarious science, there's diabolical science, there's fraudulent science, there's science that's being paid off to sway their opinion or hypothesis or theory in one way or the other, but nothing bogus out there. Although there are some bogus opinions like flat earth and things like that, we could call bogus. And we could also listen respectfully to those people and try to grasp where they're coming from. But I want to take the show away from legal lawful so much. We've done so much on maritime law, rule of law. We've done so much on statutes and ordinances, policies, procedures, and legislative actions that are coming down that are to harm the people rather than help the people. And so I'd rather change gear a little bit and start talking about even quantum mechanics and quantum physics and particle physics, which we have been doing over the last few shows. And people say, oh, this goes way over my head. This goes way over my head. Well, maybe that's good. Maybe it's time to learn something new and do something new and act out a different way and interact a different way with the universe, with nature. There's a lot of things to learn out there. There's a lot of places to go, a lot of new things to see, a lot of new things to think about, and we need to do that. And we need to make that happen. And the only way we can do that is each one of us do our research, study, and read, and concentrate on what we're reading and read good books from good authors. And I love nonfiction. I don't like fiction that much. Read nonfiction and read about your world, read about your inner world, yourself, read about the I, the me, the consciousness, read about consciousness, study consciousness through meditation. Meditate as much as you can and try to put the brain in balance and synchronization with the universe and with nature. You would be surprised at the health benefits, both physically and mentally, psychologically and conceptually, as to how wonderful this type of action is, as well as Tai Chi, acupuncture, and even Reiki, and many other things that we do not often practice as much as we should here in the West. But I'm going to leave you now with some comments. I want to put in the comment section the show tonight. So I'm going to type in the show time tonight. We're going to be talking about caregivers tonight. And we're going to be talking about caregiver burnout. We're going to be mainly talking about the importance of caregivers in this country and how much they are needed and how in short supply we are of them. Let me get this done here. What do you want me to do? So tonight we are going to be talking about caregivers and the need for caregivers and our undying support for caregivers. So I'm going to type that in the comment section. I'll go ahead and do that. Well, yes. And our support, our undying support for caregivers across the nation and around the world. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Hope to see you. Hope to see you all tonight. And I love you all very much. And I appreciate you standing by me when I had my cancer, my tumor taken off of my left kidney and almost died. And I appreciate you going through my colorectal surgery with me in your own way, your own digital way. I appreciate you going through my diabetic, almost diabetic coma, diabetic ketoacidosis, diabetes, mellitus 2, and of course, all of the other things that are going wrong with me and my knees, and situation where we have to move here because I can't afford to live here anymore. So we're doing a fundraiser to get our truck and our trailer so we can move off the grid and have a pole there with Wi-Fi and running water, and I can die peacefully in my little RV. So please donate when that comes up. I appreciate you all very much. And remember, whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desire, and enthusiastically act upon will come to pass. And may the force be with you all. I'm out of here. Take care. Peace be with you all.